Hello guys, and welcome to another advice and education session. So we'll keep this nice and short, but we're going to be talking about how to stay motivated with exercise and with other healthy habits. So we'll be talking about various things like eating well, cutting out bad habits like smoking, drinking, and anything else you might get up to. We won't delve into too deep, but I think it's going to be different for everybody. So first of all, what you need to decide is why you want to make the change, because everybody wants to have the perfect, well, not everybody, but a lot of people want to have the perfect body. They want to be able to run the fastest. They want to be able to be the best at things like that. But you've got to understand why you want that. So for me, I love playing football, and when the season's coming around, I have a reason to get fit. So unless I have a specific reason, then sometimes I lack the motivation to do the extra running and to do the extra fitness work, because there isn't an end goal. And the football season has just started, so I've been doing a bit of extra training just to try and be fit for the season. So having a reason why you want to make this change is a first point. Until you've got that, then you're going to be quite lax in your behaviour. So once you've decided why you want to do it, then you want to move on to looking at what your goal is. So as everyone always talks about, is like SMART goals. So being really specific in what you want. So I won't bore you with every single what each letter means, but the most important thing is you make it achievable. So I'm reeling off the different letters, so what they do mean. So I guess that I'm going to go through them all. So you want to make it achievable. So you have to set a time frame and make it a realistic time frame for you. And if you might say, I want to lose 5 stone in 6 weeks, which is completely impossible unless you do something drastic, and it's obviously not healthy. So you want to try and make your goal achievable. And that could be something more realistic, is you want to be able to run 5 kilometers in, say, 3 months. And that will give you enough time to build up your fitness levels if you haven't run before, so that you can build up gradually. You won't cause injuries, you won't burn out, and you won't end up giving up because it's too hard. And that's so important, because if something's too difficult, then you're not going to be able to stick with it, because you're going to feel negative about it every time. If it's too easy, then you're going to have the same principles. You want it to be challenging, but you want it to be achievable and realistic, basically. So pick a goal that works for you, and just try to give yourself enough time and something that is realistic to achieve, so that you can stay motivated. So creating a clear vision is the next point. And what does that mean? So some people find it hard to visualize things. So if you wanted to be able to run a marathon, sometimes people find it hard to visualize running a marathon or crossing the line. But that's something that can be effective for some people, is if you visualize it on a daily basis, then it's more likely to come true. Jim Carrey wrote himself a check for $1 million that he would give to himself once he earned it through films and TV. And that allowed him to visualize himself making that money. So that was someone who was really successful, and he used visualization to achieve his goals. So again, it can be a little bit airy-fairy doing visualization, but it does make a difference for so many high-level athletes and high-level performers in different businesses, and like I said, with Jim Carrey in film and movies. So that's one thing that can really help, and I'm not going to give you loads of detail about that, but that's something you can look into, about how to visualize your success. So once you've done that, you're going to want to try and create a plan. So that's similar to the goal, is create a plan that's going to be helpful for you to follow to achieve your goal. And it has to fit in and around your work and your like hobbies, and also seeing family and friends and things like that. So if you create a plan that's not going to work for you from the start, you're not going to stay motivated to follow it, because you're probably not going to be fitting it in, and you're not going to feel like you're achieving. So create a plan that's realistic and you're able to follow, okay? Especially when it comes to diet or fitness, you can always get help as well. So you can always ask myself or a nutritionist or another PT to help you draw up a plan that's going to help you get there. Okay, so one thing that I was talking about, the visualization, is you want to do it regularly. You also want to remind yourself of the goal regularly as well. So that could be, like we said, running 5K. Write it down and have a look at that every day, so it reminds you of what you're trying to achieve, because it could be 2 weeks before you even think about doing it again, and in those 2 weeks you haven't done anything to try to achieve it. So remind yourself on a daily basis, write it down, and then put it somewhere that you're going to see it every day. So I think that's a really good one, and I've used that before, and it just gets you moving a lot quicker. One thing as well is you just don't want to beat yourself up if I've written down if you fall off the horse, because people sometimes will set themselves a goal that is really hard to achieve, and sometimes they will go back into their old ways, and that might just be for one day. But if you start beating yourself up for doing that, so that could be you don't want to be binge drinking anymore because you want to lose some weight and you want to be healthier, and one night you celebrate with your friends, I don't know, a birthday, and you end up drinking more than you wanted to, you're going to beat yourself up about it, but actually it's just one day out of the long period, say 3 months, that you're trying to achieve your goal. So there's no point wasting time on that. What you want to do is just get back on the horse as soon as you can, get back into your healthy eating, get back into your exercise regime. That might take a few days, but that's fine, because in the long run, you're going to be achieving your goal. Okay, so be accountable to someone as well. So tell someone that you trust what you're planning to do, and keep in touch with them, because that is so helpful. I've got a business advisor that he will talk about something I want to achieve, and he'll be on my case all the time asking me, oh, how am I getting on? And he'll expect me to report back to him to say, oh, well, I've done this to achieve my goal as well. And it's really helpful, because it's always in the back of your mind. You don't want to let somebody down. So find someone you trust, talk through what your plan is, and ask them to be your accountability. So one thing that people do is they set themselves a goal that they want to achieve, and then that's done. And in health and lifestyle, and health and fitness, dieting, things like that, you can't make it something that you achieve and finish. It's about changing a lifestyle. So what you want to do is try to make small incremental changes that are going to work for you, because it allows you to get used to it. If you change everything, like your diet, you're going to relapse and go back to the old way. So anyone that does these really fasting diets and things like that are really short, you're only ever going to go back to how you were before, because you won't have anything at the end of it. The idea is you set yourself goals that are achievable, that change your lifestyle. And that's going to help you get fitter. If you want to get stronger, it's going to help you get stronger. If you want to lose weight, then you want to lose your weight and keep it off in the long term. So that's a lifestyle change. And one thing that I'm guilty of is spreading yourself too thin. So I'll want to be achieving business-related goals, fitness-related goals. I'm going to want to change my diet. I'm going to want to see my friends more. And you're just trying to do everything all at once. It's impossible to work hard on everything. So you have to let a few things slide, or at least be maintained while you're achieving what you're trying to achieve. Okay, so try and focus on one thing at a time, and put your effort into that while everything else is maintained. And then once that's at a really good level, maintain that, and then start putting your effort into other things. Obviously, realistically, you're going to have to put effort into lots, but if you're putting 100% effort into your business or your job, the likelihood is you're not going to have the mental strength to do your dieting or eat more healthily if that's something that's difficult for you. So that would be my last point. Hopefully, they were nice and clear points. There's stuff that everybody can do, and there's stuff that we can help you with as well. So we can help you with your planning, we can help you with your goal setting, we can chat to you about why you want to achieve your goal as well. So feel free, if you want to arrange a consultation with us, to do that. because we can help you get started and check in on you and be your accountability. So thanks for listening. Hopefully that helped, and I'll see you guys next week. See you later, guys.